Right, M5 content, guys. I ain't done no content on this car. I ain't done much content on this car at all, really, since I've had it. I've literally bought it and I've been daily driving it every single day. I absolutely love this car. I've really gelled with it. It just offers everything that I want. But there's a couple of things that I want to do to it, just to make it a little bit more sort of personal to me. One of the things I've mentioned a few times is the tail tips on the back. They come in like an anodised burnt blue colour. I really don't like them. They look really proud as well. They sort of stick out quite far. So I want to get them sorted. I bought a set of silver M Performance carbon fibre ones, so we're going to replace them. I also really feel like this car needs wheel spacers, like the front wheels in particular. They look so gapped. The wheels should fill out the arches so much better than they currently do. So I want to do wheel spacers as well. So we're heading up to VRS in Northampton. I ain't done a video with Will at VRS for a long time, so it'd be nice to get up there, see him, and he's going to have a little look over the car. And no doubt there'll be more things I want to do to the car. Like basically I just want to just get an overall health check, see what problems Will can find with the car, because there's no doubt, like, the car's done 42,000 miles. There could be a few little issues with it. Get it properly looked at, get these little bits done, and then I can just continue enjoying it and daily driving it. Alright, so let's get to VRS. That's it, jump in the M5. It's a bit dark in here, isn't it, Will? I think everyone can see us all right. So we're a couple of days down the line now. Will's basically done like sort of like a health check on the car, didn't you? But you wanted to put it on the dyno as well, didn't you? Yeah, well, you wanted just to look at the exhaust, didn't you? Because you weren't sure if it had a box cut out or something done, or then you wanted tailpipes changing. You wanted the wheel spacers, which you've done now as well. That looks really good. So, which is cool. So basically, what we've done so far, obviously looked at the car. It's got some really, someone's made like a really nice centre section. Oh, that's good. They've cut it. They've obviously gone to the normal place at the bottom of the GPS at the front, but then they've made like a TIG welded 3-inch twin, you know, bit up to the back. It's actually really good. Oh, that's nice to know. Yeah, and I looked underneath. I was like, oh wow, that was really nice. Oh, wicked. So I don't know who done it, but it's a great job. Credit to them, yeah. So welding's nice as well. It's all TIGged properly. It's not MIG'd. It's been done really nice. So because it even sounds good, doesn't it? The car. Yeah, like, it sounds really good. Considering it's a GPF car, isn't it? It's got the GPS at the bottom and the pressure sensors. So they're normally really quiet, but this makes a real nice noise. Sounds good. And then you've done the tail tips as well, didn't you? So it had some blue. Yeah, I just didn't like them. Well, I didn't realise like they're just unbolt on the back. It's just dead what simple. You got. They're really nice, like a chrome or a silver one. Silver, yeah. So we swapped those over, and I think you asked us to push them in a little bit. I did, because they looked a bit sort of. I don't know if they're in enough, but if they're not, we can adjust them. But we pushed them in about 10 mil. But yeah, it looks. I think they look nice where they are. But if you wanted further in, then we could try and do that. Perfect, brilliant, cheers. So then what we did was we said, look, you couldn't come down Friday because you were busy, so we said let's do Monday. Yeah. And we'll put the car in the dyno, which we've done. We've done basically 3 runs on the tune that's on it. It's had a map already, isn't it? It is already mapped, yeah. So what I've done is basically logged the car. Yep. So we've logged the car, and there's separate ECUs, but we've logged the car. So you got your engine speed, which is here. Then you've got your intake temps, which are here. So it goes up from like 32 degrees up to 36 on a full run. Yeah. So the charge cooler system's all working okay. And you've got basically your ignition angle here, which is how much ignition the car's trying to run. So when we did the first 2 pulls, it was 697. So this car made 722 brake on someone else's dyno, tuned by somebody else. So automatically, you know, you want to be super critical to try and map the car and stuff. That's not really how I work. I try and look at somebody's work. I can't look at their work unless I extract the file, but I can look at what the end result is. So it made 700, so it was 22 brake off. There's a reason for that. Yep. My dyno does read very similar readings to everyone else's when it's set properly, and you know and all that. So if they've set their dyno to ISO and mine is, it should read pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So what I did was, on the first 2 runs, this is basically information from the second run. On cylinder 3 there, it's trying to run less ignition.
Yep.
So, and less ignition there is basically pre-ignition from the engine. People call it cylinder knock, detonation. Not knock as in knock noise.
Yeah, okay,
but
it's not engine
cylinder,
knock.
Yeah, it's noise within the cylinder, not from the bottom end like that. So it's detonation or whatever. It sounds really bad, like detonation, like Jesus, but it's just basically pinking, like you used to get in a car in the old days when you used to make that pinking noise. So,
yeah.
But it's not audible. Audible pinking is really bad.
Okay.
If you heard that when I was doing the dyno pull, then you could have been catching some rods and pistons.
So hold on, it still sounds a bit scary. Well, what's the problem then?
There isn't a problem. So the problem is, because obviously I then got out of the car after the 2 pulls, and I came to talk to you and I said, look, Alf, you know, what fuel's in the car, and we chatted, and it's got, which is ultimately
it's my fault.
Yes and no. Like you don't thrash your car like a maniac, do you?
No.
So and next to your house is a BP station, so it's got BP 97 in, which is what I thought it'd probably have in.
Yeah.
So what I said to you was and you told me, obviously most customers lie because they think that'll change reality.
Yeah, but
it doesn't.
I'm like,
you straight away you're like, I think it's got 97 in. I said, well, that would in my brain compute with what I'm seeing. So then I put some Miller's CVL turbo, which is it's like a mild octane booster. Put that in a tank. We left the car ticking over, obviously, to get the fuel to mix, etc.
Yeah.
And then we ran the car, and then we did another pull, and straight away, as soon as I put it in, we went up 12 horsepower, 13 horsepower, similar torque, because we're not getting any knock at the bottom here anyway.
Yeah.
So just at the top end, and we made another 10 horsepower, so we're getting closer to the 722.
Yeah.
Now, if the guys ran it on 99 RON fuel, then that would be more explosive. I can see this car with a fresh tank of 99 being 722.
700.
So there is no point. We make 725 to 730. And it's similar ignition. There's no point in me retuning this car.
So the mapping it is spot on.
And I can't retune it today because it's not got the fuel in that I would tune it to. So there's just no point me doing it anyway. But
the bottom line is use decent fuel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered this.
That proves to you now. That shows you that the cylinder that gets the most air normally is the one that knocks the most. All right? So cylinder 3 there. If that's the cylinder that's getting the most air, that's the one that's knocking the most. So when I say knocking, I mean ignition knock, which is detonate. Not the engine physically audible knocking like
no.
Yeah. Pre-ignition. So because when I said to you, it's knocking on cylinder 3, you were like, what?
I was like, knocking?
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Like, no. It's just tuner torque. So
let's talk about fuels quickly. So from the main 3 types of fuels really are, you've got BP 97, Tesco 99 and Shell 99, yeah?
Well, there is an Esso as well.
Esso do a premium one.
99 now. Bear in mind, Esso probably wouldn't have sold that much of that 97 RON fuel because it's not really good for anything. Because it's not 99, so everybody wants 99 and it's too expensive, so people aren't going to buy it. So it's an in-between. That's why they changed it.
Yeah.
Because they weren't selling it. Because there's a point in it. Well, nobody wants it because it's 99, and the people that don't want premium fuel just buy a 95, so you're never going to sell it, are you?
Nah.
It's just like a waste of product.
It's a pointless fuel
product, yeah. So now they've got the 99, people are buying it more, and it does work. I have tested it, and
it's alright.
It wasn't because it was mixed and it was old, but now it's fresh and people are using it. It's a good fuel, yeah.
That's good to know. So that's a good fuel. But the 97, which is what's given, so the 299's main ones are Tesco and Shell. They're good.
Yeah.
Shell V-Power.
And the Esso seems alright as long
that
as
seems to be good.
It's been had a few of their trucks fill it up. Then you have 97 BP, which really not much better than 95 fuel. 95 fuel, because again it's sort of, people do use that though because it's their next port of call.
Oh, well, I do.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Because it's premium fuel as such, premium fuel. But you pay the same premium for that as you do 99 RON.
The Tesco stuff,
and it's not worth it.
Tesco Momentum 99 appears that it's the cheapest 99 fuel.
Definitely, yeah.
And it does work really well. So
yeah.
And the 99 RON fuels are still E5 as well. although some of them are E5, E6.
No, but generally they're E5, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're not the E10 yet.
Do you know what, let's quickly talk about this E5 and E10 thing. We're on the fuel subject
people
now.
People don't even check their oil levels, so I don't know why people get bothered by it.
Do you know what, but this is quite big talk at the minute. This E10 stuff, so it's higher ethanol content, is that bad for your engine?
No, because more ethanol, theoretically, will give less knock. So really 95 RON fuel's probably better now because it's got more ethanol in it.
But that doesn't harm your engine, though? Because this is kind of the message that's out there at the minute.
Yeah, the thing is, you've got ethanol content. If you run ethanol, it is corrosive to a certain point. But at what point it becomes corrosive, we don't know. Well, I don't know.
No.
Somebody will.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know personally because I'd have to test it, and then I'd have to test it on many different things to get a correct answer to give people the right information, which I haven't got time to do, let alone the funds and everything else to do. But what I can tell you is this: if you run a car on E85, which is pretty much 85% ethanol, this car will make 100 horsepower more.
Really?
Just on fuel without anything else done to it. So if you bear that in mind...
So the ethanol content is obviously massively higher.
To run the 85, you need 30% more of it.
Okay.
So if you imagine, for every litre of fuel I put in this engine, if it's 99 run fuel, for argument's sake, if I run it on E85, I need 30% more of that fuel.
Does it burn at a quicker rate then?
It's a different lambda, so the way the lambda's calculated is different. So it does burn faster. Yeah, it burns for longer basically. So what happens is when a fuel burns for longer, you need more of it. Otherwise, you'll get knock basically, or it'll run leaner. So in effect, if you need 30% more headroom in your fuel system. So if you've got 20% headroom left, you can't run E85 because it'll run leaner and bang.
So that's why doing an E85 setup's quite a big deal then.
Yes, because you need 30%. If you want to run methanol, pure methanol, that's even more.
Right.
So because pure methanol is different again, and that's very, very corrosive. But if you get that wrong, it's like a gas axe through your engine. It will just torch it.
Really?
It'll just blow a hole in it. Like it'll just So again, it becomes more complicated. For me to explain it, you need to.
No, that's good. But you know what? That's enough information to sort of summarise the ethanol.
Ethanol is more corrosive, but 5% more. To be honest, because we run cars on 85, so we have ethanol sensors in line. Most of the time, Shell is about 5 or 6. Tesco 99s are actually between 6 and 8% normally when we have an ethanol content.
So would you?
So when you got the reader, 99 Tesco because it makes more power.
So you would,
from what we've found.
So to sort of conclude the fuel situation, Tesco 99 is, in your opinion, the best fuel available.
It appears to make more power.
I'm not saying this is not a bloody,
So
we're not trying to put
because there's more
down.
ethanol, the fuel economy's worse.
Yeah. Let's get that lot.
So with the extra ethanol, the fuel economy's worse.
Okay.
But it's cheaper, and you can get more ignition timing in the engine normally, whether it be half a degree or 1 degree. One degree of ignition, depending on what engine it is, at a certain boost level, could be anywhere from 5 to 20 horsepower, depending on the size of the engine, etc.
Bloody hell.
So if you think that, because if you've got a much bigger engine, if you've got more cylinders, 1 degree across 8 cylinders is more horsepower for 8. It's
of course overall it's a big amount.
Correct. So, and it's shared as well. It's shared across. So,
mate, that's brilliant. Like, these are questions that I think a lot of people are going to want answers.
I hope I've got everything right and just not chatting shit.
No. But you've just given your sort of take on it, not necessarily.
That's how I believe it works.
Yeah.
What I've seen. So, the E85 is a really good fuel. You can buy it in the pump in America. So when people say, "Oh, my car's no good," and I'm not going to be able to run on 10% ethanol, well, you can buy 85% ethanol in America and put it in the cars. So
it's fine.
No, I don't know, but I just don't get why you can, in a place where everyone gets sued so much, you can buy 85% ethanol.
Yeah, it's random.
And everyone's shitting their pants about 10%. Even my dad's ringing me and freaking out. It's the older cars, to be fair, with the rubber lines and stuff
that suffer with a bit more corrosion.
Yeah, just put plastic lines on it. It's not a big deal.
That's good to know, man.
Go with the times, mate.
Yeah. So this was kind of meant to be a video summarising my, I don't know, 3 months of owning the M5. I'm loving it, by the way. Absolutely love it.
Do you have to take it back?
You've been enjoying it as well, haven't you?
I literally, all I've done, I drove down. So what we haven't told you is one of the locking wheel nuts was so tight I had to drill it off.
Oh, you're joking. Just to get bloody wheel spacers on.
So yeah, the right front wheel, whoever had tightened the wheel up last, the locking wheel nut was that tight that it ended up, it wouldn't come off, and then it ended up breaking the end off the wheel nut key. So then I had to get a socket, welded it to a socket, and then it rounded it wouldn't come off. Then we went down to BMW, matched it up with the right number, bought another locking wheel nut key, and it still wouldn't come off.
Oh my god!
I had to pay an engineering company to come out.
No
and
way!
The centre of the bolt out. Yeah.
So the biggest job really was just getting that one bloody locking nut, that bolt out of the wheel.
That was the worst thing. Yeah, everything else was nice and simple. And all that was is just somebody's either gunned it up, or they've just tightened it up too much. But now everything's torqued up correctly, and
you've had a good look over the car. You've driven it. You've obviously dynoed it.
What I didn't realise is whoever set the steering wheel up on that M2 there has turned the four-wheel drive off.
I did, yeah. So M2
went up the road. And I was like,
rear-wheel drive.
It, so I was like nearly shit my pants. Like,
yeah. I'll leave that section as that. I think we'll get the car outside, see what it looks like with these wheel spacers on, because I can't really tell too much.
It's hard
on the dyno. It's a bit dark in here as well. We'll get it out, take a little look. Yeah. Right, that's it. We are done. It's another long day. It's getting dark out there now. But behind me in the background there, I've got my E46 M3 Touring that arrived at VRS yesterday. I was going to talk about that a bit in today's video, but we've talked so much about fuel and issues with my M5 that we didn't even get onto this subject. We'll save all that for another video. But the bottom line is the car is now here. It arrived yesterday, and VRS can now progress and move forward with their side of that project. So I will do update videos on that in the coming weeks. But the M5, I'm very pleased with this car, absolutely love it. A lot of people say to me, Cav, why don't you go to a stage 2 tune or stage 3, get more power out of it, put bigger turbos on it, MEF and all that. I can't be bothered. I daily drive this car. I absolutely love it the way it is. I just wanted to make sure everything was good, hence why I got Will to get it on the dyno. Secondly, get the wheel spacers done, and thirdly, just get them tail tips swapped out for some silver ones, because I really didn't like the blue ones. I've got my plate on it now. I just enjoy this car. So, but I am going to wrap it up because this video has gone on for a lot longer than I planned. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this video. I will put links to Will at VRS Performance in Northampton in the description below. Shout out to them. But yeah, do me a favour, if you did like this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel for a new video every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. And if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Cavan's Car Diary. I'll see you in my next video, alright? Bye.